Welcome to the PLL on ESPN, presented by Better Mortgage. From the shadow of Philadelphia, it's week 3 of the Premier Lacrosse League, and we come to the campus of Villanova University. A bit of a combustible cocktail this afternoon. The Philadelphia Waterdogs meet the Boston Cannons. There's some history, there's some bad blood, and at the heart of it, it's Philly and it's Boston. February over in Springfield, Virginia. Alone! Cannons won in overtime. Sowers was knocked out early in that game. Working on Bryce Young, turns the corner. Vengeance is mine, I will repay.
I love the early initiative. Get the ball to Sowers and let him get into the flow of the game. Let him get super aggressive. Start to play to the hometown crowd a bit. Here you're going to see the speed on display. Just a little hesitation directly behind the cage, and then he just puts on the afterburners, Quint.
Good point for the Waterdogs here is the off-ball cuts really made it impossible for Boston to send an early double there. And yesterday at practice, Coach Tierney saying, we want Marcus Hudgens on Pat Cavanaugh whenever we can get that matchup.
Nolting, feet in front. Holman is there. The goal is good. That's becoming quite the refrain over these last few years.
These guys have that sixth sense. The understanding of player to player, the nonverbal communication.
Yeah, beautiful little spot feed here by Nolting off the slip pick. Holman acts like he's going to set that pick along goal line extended. See you later. Slips to the crease and buries it.
Throw the ball back to Asher Nolting, who's being covered by Scarpello.
Exactly. Scarpello did a good job pushing out.
Courier, that's a long one. And the Cannons take a 2-1 lead. The Princeton connection, Sowers to Courier.
But already, Anish, we've called Courier's name more in the first quarter than we did all of week 1. You can see him in transition, these kind of scramble play. People are still substituting behind the action. This little pick and throwback to Courier, there's just no recovery, no rotation by Boston defensively, allowing Courier just to step and let him rip it.
Defensively, that wasn't cheap, wasn't dirty.
Now, what happened to Michael Sowers in the beginning of the Champ Series, that was a cheap shot. Sowers. Inside, Kelly, the slam dunk. Great feed through that Boston Cannons palisade, and it's 3-1.
Third power play goal of the season for Connor Kelly. I think it was McConvey on the assist. Big lefty, able to see through the defense.
I think it's McArdle.
Oh, McArdle, the lefty. Just a great look. He kind of put it to space.
You can see the manipulation, his helmet, all of his body language and vision is looking upfield, upfield, upfield. That no look, that's what freezes that backside defender, number 14, Goodrich, freeing up that skip lane.
A true face-off guy. We know Courier can do it. Tucci wins it. That's a missed opportunity. Tucci the other way. Short-handed goal, and it's 3-2. You don't want to dress a face-off guy. Okay, you miss an opportunity and you open the door for the other team.
And not only just the face-off loss, but to make matters worse, to give up a short-handed goal. Tucci pinch pop as he goes forward. Why not?
Seamless scoop. I thought it might have been a one-handed save by Dylan Ward, but look at Tucci. That ball's in his pocket in less than a second. And the offside bouncer finds net.
From the Waterdogs' perspective, let's say you had a competent, true face-off man in that spot. Let's see what Matt Cavanaugh does here. Sneaks it past DeLuca. It's 3-3. Think of how the pendulum has shifted. You had a full releasable, non-releasable, full-time serve power play. You get a quick goal. You've got a chance, again, if you can win the next possession, to maybe score 2-3 times. Instead, you give the momentum right back to Boston, tie game.
And here you just see a poor approach angle by the rookie Hudgens, just over-aggressive. That puts him in trouble, and then Cavanaugh goes underneath and finds...
6 in purple, the rookie out of Yale, Matt Brandow. Now McArdle. Played on Team USA last summer. Shoots high, and he beats Kirst upstairs.
McArdle's patience on this dodge is really what impresses me most. He gets the matchup he wants and just kind of goes back and forth. That little pump fake kind of freezes the defense off ball, enabling him enough airspace to then get to his spot and unleash one high.
The shot has a little bit of deception on it. You see Kirst's stick just hiccups just a tad down low. He's thinking right hand, overhand. And that McArdle. Doug Shanahan, great player on that team.
Campbell with a rocket, that's a 2. A welcome home, Matt Campbell.
He's legit. I mean, this guy's got a righty dodging game, a lefty dodging game, and here you see his range.
Can absolute bring it from distance. This is his second two-pointer of the year. You just got to be mindful of where he is. Heads up by Marcus Holman, setting a little brush screen there. You could see Scarpello trying to fight through it.
Nolting against Ben Randall. Has the two-man game with Drenner if he wanted it. Nolting posting up. There's the question mark with the answer.
He's just too big. He's too strong. He's too physical. He's going to get to his spots. I mean, you have to start denying him before goal line extended. You can see Randall. I mean, Randall's a big, strong defender. One of the best one-on-one covers in the league. But he just gives too much of that left side to Nolting, who just kind of casually walks up, gets to his spot, pivots, and buries it.
Two things. He gets to the 5x5. You see the football hash marks along with that 5 line? That is your destination if you're an attacker. Second thing is size.
Final few seconds. Here's Sowers from long distance. That's a 1. Michael Sowers with a 3-point first half. Philly area native. He's got a big cheering section that came to Villanova today, and it makes it 6-5.
On first look, this to me feels like it's out of his area code, out of his distance.
I think this is one of the underrated parts of Sowers' game. You think of his shiftiness, his quickness. He has range. He has range not only with his right hand, but with his left as well. I mean, to be the complete package, we don't see it that often because he doesn't really need to, but he has this in his bag.
That can't be in the scouting report.
Well, you're worried about so many other things that if he does this, you're like, tip your cap. You're like fine. If you're going to score that way, okay.
Allen Iverson with a lacrosse stick. For
4.1 seconds to go. Tucci the faceoff. Trying to cyclone away from Richard. Puts it out. It's good! Tucci puts up the equivalent of a Hail Mary, and I'm not sure DeLuca ever saw it. I thought for sure he released that ball before the clock hit 0.
He did. The question is, was it deflected inside by a defensive player?
It's a 2 if it stands.
If it was deflected by his teammate, then it could they could overturn this. It can hit a defensive player. If it hits an offensive player, the play is dead. But I think it's a clean goal just with a screen.
Clearly off before
effective screen.
The clock expires.
Is Marcus Holman in front? Look at him park himself in front.
I don't think that hits Holman. I think that's a goal.
You know, Holman sets the screen, acts like he's going to deflect it, and then moves his stick at the last second there. Trapped on defense. McArdle attack that matchup. They're going to do it again right here in a two-man game.
Sowers, McArdle, like clockwork.
It all starts with a two-man game behind the cage, getting the trap Ryan Drenner involved, and then from there the Cannons are just in scramble mode defensively. Sowers is going to push this corner. You can see a little bit of confusion there in terms of are we staying, are we switching? And Epples just ball watching.
52 and white. 52.
They've got Gobrek down there setting the pick. Sowers has Pat Cavanaugh. This is a dangerous matchup. Sowers to Walker, save, rebound, shot, score. Ryan Conrad makes it a 1-goal game. Flag down, it'll be wiped off.
Here you're going to see the initial save, and then on the rebound, Conrad, right spot, right time. Off the deflection, that actually didn't even get to Curse. It hit Young square in the chest.
Tell you, landed for faceoff man Zac Tucci right before halftime. Gave Boston 2. That's Connor Kirst. And it's 9-7.
What I love about Kirst, despite our criticism of the Boston wing personnel, they've got Kirst on one wing. And his ability to stay, whether they win or lose, unlocks his two-way ability. And he's just so physical. He's just going to run through this slide by Liam Burns. That stick is just not enough to stop Kirst. Super strong start to his season, his 3rd goal in as many games.
He played here at Villanova before transferring to Rutgers University. One of 3 brothers in the Pro League. Unbelievable. Cole, Connor, Colin. CJ's at Cornell. He'll be a senior next year. Caden is soon to be in college.
Smoothing that transition. This is where you like to see him in the gray areas. Quick restarts.
Here's Pat. Bounce shot, score.
And that's why you do it. He tried to win the whistle and get it to Van Raphorst, was floating around 2, didn't get the quick restart. But while you're substituting, while it's kind of that gray 4-on-4, 5-on-5, there's just a lot of green and a lot of room for Kavanaugh to operate. Credit to him for getting upfield to increase his shooting angle.
Hudgens chooses to come underneath that pick set by Marcus Holman, and that just creates enough separation where Kavanaugh, like an exclamation point, running straight upfield with that good speed. Tuarton, winner, 2-time national champion from Rockville Center, Long Island. Chaminade.
What he was going through physically and emotionally towards the end of his career at Notre Dame.
Sowers! Oh, right on the doorstep. Acrobatic catch and finish. It's 10-8.
Get a feeling this game is opening up. This is a great look. Sowers, sensing the defensive rotation, gets on his horse and works to the top side.
It's just beautiful ball movement here by Waterdogs. So you're going to eventually get this double team and pinball the ball around. Freeze it right here. This is where you're going to see this little 2-on-1. You got McArdle and Sowers. Here is the defender, Young, that's kind of trapped between those 2 guys. And Sowers just sneaks around the crease. Easy feed from McArdle, but beautiful identification. And Van Raphorst, he was the defender that was late getting down that backside. You can see Ethan Raw and Van Raphorst trying to get there. Good identification by Sowers and McArdle, that 1-2 punch and attack.
How you don't want to get spread out. Well, you want to stay anchored to the pipes and the crease area.
Oh, look at Sowers feeding the crease, finds McArdle. These 2 do it again. It's 10-9, jackpot.
Returning the favor here. You're going to get Sowers with this underneath move. Freeze it right here. You're going to get Epple. He's going to slide across the field. The issue is nobody from this backside, none of these Cannons defenders get down the backside to get to McArdle, who's just sitting on that backside pipe. So you get the first slide by Epple, that little hedge and recovery, and Van Raphorst is just late again in that second slide rotation.
Epple goes halfway, and that's a tough decision for a veteran defender. He's trying to read the play. The truth of the matter was, I didn't think Sowers had a sufficient angle there with his stick in his left hand to put pressure on the goal.
1-goal game, chance to tie. Sowers from X. Sowers, McArdle, why not? Rinse, repeat, re-rack, we're tied at 10.
If you go out and pressure him, he runs by you. So what do? You sit back and you just let him pick you apart. The Sowers to McArdle connection continues. The patience, no pressure, and McArdle just gets lost in the wash.
Communication inside is imperative. You've got to talk. You got to have your head on a swivel, a little bit of ball watching, and suddenly Michael Sowers and Kieran McArdle are dominating.
Drawing a lot of attention. Gobrecht comes to greet him. Campbell against Richard. Wheels down the alley, bounce shot, score. The former Villanova Wildcat puts the Cannons back on top.
And this is capitalizing on a defensive strategy by the Waterdogs to press out against Asher Nolting at X. And you see behind the net, Nolting, 32, is positioned. Randall is really cheating towards that passer, and that gives Campbell all sorts of real estate. Little twister finish there improves his angle.
But I think Hudgens kind of took the bait on that Kavanaugh, Matt Kavanaugh kind of clear through.
Too passive.
Caraway, McArdle, shot blocked. 5 seconds. Kelly, Sowers, Conrad, tied it! Less than a second to go!
These fans are on their feet, they're going nuts. Another improbable goal in this game. How patient could they be, even testing Coach Tierney's blood pressure?
Beautiful rotations by Boston defensively, but eventually ball movement wins. You see the ball spinning, gets all the way to Sowers, and Conrad just cuts down that backside pipe, flashes his stick, presents a target, and the ball is in and out of his stick in the blink of an eye.
Sowers throws it to space. That spatial awareness to throw him open, and give Conrad a lot of credit, Ryan. He started that cut almost at the top of the arc. It was a long cut.
Tucci's got 3 points. Clean exit. Tucci turbos ahead. Fires at goal! Zac Tucci wins it for Boston! How do you treat the face-offs? Philly made the business decision not to dress a face-off guy yet again. They paid for it today.
And meanwhile, Cannons are 2-0 with Tucci in the lineup. Waterdogs are going to have to come back again tomorrow with no face-off guy.
Philly plays tomorrow. They need a win.
Waterdogs 0-2. Cannons, after a Week 1 loss, have won 2 straight. Zac Tucci, the hero in Game 1, 4 points, including the game winner 5 seconds into OT.